This to me does not look like a good time for love. Ace of Swords. Swords are sharp. Swords are for battle. Five of Hearts. There seems to be some energy really more towards breaking off relationships than starting new ones. At least what I'm seeing so far. So as soon as I say that, we get the Lover card. I'm still seeing a breaking from something, putting something behind you, making a decision to move in a new direction. Somebody else is involved here. Oh wow, we get the King of Swords. Sensing that there's some unhappiness in a relationship. It looks like you might do something potentially to end this relationship, or you might start some sort of an argument here. But it could be you making a decision to confront this person and saying, I don't want this anymore. You want to move in a new direction, and you're choosing to do so. Is that away from a relationship? It looks like it, at least to me right now. Got the Eight of Pentacles. So I'm seeing you here thinking rationally, even in a cutthroat kind of manner, where you're not really concerned about other people, you're concerned about yourself and what's good for you. So some of you might possibly be in a love triangle. You're leaving one relationship, going to another. So for some of you, you've outgrown a relationship. You're not really feeling it anymore. I see a lot of you Scorpios breaking hearts here. You have the High Priestess. That's combined with the Lover card. You know what I'm seeing a little bit is that a lot of you got into a relationship that felt good or made you feel good. This person maybe made you feel attractive or important or whatever, but that it's not what you deeply need in yourself. So some of you are definitely with the wrong person. You got into a relationship of convenience. You're making cold, calculated decisions about all of this. You're thinking with your head, not with your heart about this stuff. So I'm seeing you're dissatisfied. Like your heart's just not fully invested in this relationship. And now you're thinking, okay, well, let's step back. Let's look at this objectively. What do I need to do? Yeah, I'm seeing that you're kind of dissatisfied and maybe you choose to have a conversation with somebody. This could be a straight up like ultimatum. This isn't working for me. Something needs to change. Or this isn't working for me. I'm out the door. I can see this happening with the Five of Hearts and the Eight of Pentacles. Something isn't feeling right about this relationship and you want something more steady, more stable that feels secure, but in a deep way. Like I'm kind of getting the sense that a lot of you are with somebody who superficially seems like the right person. Like on paper, that maybe they check off all the boxes, but deep down, they're not really suited for you. Because in the final position here, we have the High Priestess. That is a much deeper card. So I see you looking for something deeper. I see you looking for depth. Some of you are going to be taking a break from relationships to focus on something that you feel is a bit more important. You're looking to replenish your soul is what I'm seeing here with the High Priestess. Like you guys are really up here in your own heads, I'm seeing from the cards with the Ace of Swords and the King of Swords. Like there's nothing to balance that out except for the Lover card and the High Priestess. And that's more of cosmic energy. I almost see kind of like there is an issue about control here because the Lover and the High Priestess, the major arcana, it seems to be not balancing, but almost working counter to your efforts. The Swords, it's about, you want something. Like your mind is going, you have some objective. The major arcana is troubling all of that. It's complicating things. There may even be a sort of situation here of what you think you want isn't really what you want. If you're single, I see you trying to change that, and I do see a potential love match. I see communication with this person. I see you potentially building something with them. But there's a possibility that this person will ghost you, or that this person isn't who they appear to be, or isn't telling you everything. They might be in a relationship. So be careful about somebody who appears to be single, but they're not. We've got the Seven of Pentacles here as the energy that's helping you through this entire process. So there's something here that wants to take your desire for somebody, your desire for a connection. The Seven of Pentacles wants to help you with that. It's lifting you up into the Eight of Pentacles, that Mercury, this communication, this change. You guys are caught up in a very long-term change, a transformation that's going on with you to elevate the way that you think about things, the way that you think about love, into something that's a little bit more mature. But you've got to be careful here. I am getting the sense that a lot of you think you know everything, and you really have to be open to the mystery of love. That's kind of what that major arcana conflict is with your will, your objectives, your desires. The major arcana is kind of reminding you like, hey, remember, this is a journey. You don't know all the variables yet. Don't fool yourself into thinking that you have a map of this territory. Love is a mystery. Be open to that mystery. I'm seeing a little bit of that here. The Seven of Pentacles is acting sort of as humility. Seven of Pentacles does the work. They're willing to toil and get their hands dirty for what they want, which can be a long and drawn out process, and that does require more humility. It requires that you get more in touch with the earth and with your sensual side. Get out of your own head, connect with your body. And so I'm seeing that you need to kind of humble yourself. Some of you are definitely, you're coming off as know-it-alls here. But with the Lover card meeting this High Priestess and your Five of Hearts meeting this Eight of Pentacles, I am seeing an evolution. Either an evolution in your relationship or an evolution in your romantic life. Maybe some of you have been going for the wrong people. Like I said, there's a sense here that there might have been a match of convenience. You weren't in love with this person. What's that saying? Not Mr. Right, Mr. Right now. Like there's a little bit of that going on here. And that Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like that's just more of this earth energy that's trying to balance out all of this sword stuff going on. This Ace of Swords and the King of Swords. It's kind of threatening. It's almost like you guys are obsessed. It's almost like you guys are way too intense about going for what you want. Again, that Ace and that King, those are powerful, but the swords can be jagged. They don't really care about who they hurt as long as they hit their mark. Maybe you try to go for things and you leave people hurt. I am seeing a little bit of selfishness here with this King of Swords. I mean, he looks so confident and he's facing away from this High Priestess who has also turned her back to him. And again, it's like the cosmos is just pulling you in a different direction. So I'm seeing that a lot of you guys are moving blind and you don't realize it. You think you've got all the answers and you think you know where you're going and you think maybe even that you know what you want and that you know how to get what you want. This Five of Hearts, it's just not satisfied. It's like it's just not enough. It almost feels like whatever romance you happen to find at this moment, it just isn't going to be enough. You really have to start practicing a little bit more humility and being a little bit more open and letting your guard down a little bit more. Look at that King of Swords, dude. He's just so he's surrounded on one side with the spear, on the other side with the shield. And look at those pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles. Look at how vulnerable they look by comparison. The King of Swords with his breastplate for protection and his weapons and his helmet. And then the Seven of Pentacles who's just this woman with a flowing dress, like she's not armed, she's not shielded, she's not wearing armor. Her weapon is not the spear, her weapon is a tool for tilling the earth. It's this humble implement. And the Eight of Pentacles too, right? Like what's her outfit? What's her battle uniform? It looks like a nightgown or something. So again, it's like there's a sense of you're not playing the role of the lover here. If you want love, you need to play the role of the lover. You can't be guarded and shielded like this, and you can't be biting the way that you're biting. In fact, if you think about it, this King of Swords looks a lot like a Scorpio. A Scorpio is a scorpion. He's got his hard outer shell and he's got his stinger. And look at this King of Swords. Very well protected. If anybody wants to attack him, if anybody wants to hurt him, oh, he's ready. But that doesn't make you ready for love. So I see these pentacles here working to kind of help you lay your weapons aside, to be a little bit more open to this High Priestess. She's walking in a different direction, in the opposite direction that the King of Swords is facing. And the question here is, are you going to follow her? The High Priestess has many lessons to teach you, but you kind of have to submit, and you have to be open even to annihilation. That's what the High Priestess does. She crosses over the dark waters of mystery, and she's open to it. And if you're this King of Swords, you need to open up a little bit more. And you need to start thinking about how you go after the things you want, because I'm seeing that you kind of hurt people with the way that you go after things at the moment. Get out of your own head, get back in your own body, start relating to people in a more human way, instead of just like, I want this, and how am I going to get that? That might get you the Five of Hearts. That's not enough. It's just never going to be enough for you. We want to get to the Lover card, but if you're going to be the King of Swords, you're always going to be on your guard. I would say that this is a time to learn humility. This is a time to be open to things. This is a time to put aside your cynicism, your skepticism, your paranoia. But there's a lot of work that you have to do to lay the ground for a relationship. So I don't see anything successful happening in the near future. What I'm picking up is that there's an opportunity to see the way to the future that you want. But you have to be willing to follow the High Priestess. You have to be willing to just enter into something without all of your emotional hangups. And that's going to be a really long process from what I'm seeing here. The High Priestess can teach you a lot, but she's only the beginning. So I'm seeing romantically, a lot of you guys are at the beginning of a very important turning point in matters of the heart.